All right, start again. You're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Yes, the Mongols are going to borrow ideas. The Aztecs aren't necessarily borrowing ideas as much. Okay. All right. Yes, I did mention that, but I don't like that as much for this concept. Perryman? Thank you, Perryman. Taxes. Okay. Can somebody tie that into the conquest or the idea of rise of their empire? Tony? We're on taxes.
To help their empire grow, they tax the conquered people to pay for everything.
Okay, so to help their empire grow, they're going to tax the conquered people. So you could say that as a similarity. Give me another similarity, Alex.
They both gained alliances to help their conquest to gain control over more people.
Yes, they both use alliances in their conquests to gain control over more people. Other concepts. You could talk about who's in control of the empires. Who's in control of the Aztec Empire?
An emperor?
What?
One emperor.
One emperor. Who's in control of the Mongol Empire? Yes, sir.
Multiple khans.
Yes, there is the Khanates, but originally under Genghis Khan, when they're rising to empire,
Just one.
it's just one, the Great Khan, right? So would that be a similarity?
Yeah.
So they both have, what would be a good term for that? They both have
Monarchs.
centralized, because that gets tricky. What?
Can I go on thesaurus.com?
One monarch, what?
Thesaurus.com. Nice long word.
Okay, so they're going to both have a monarch, they're going to both have a ruler with absolute power, something along those lines. Yes, sir?
I thought the Mongols only had like multiple khans when it started to like, after they stopped expanding it was like the Golden Age and all that.
Yes, exactly. So in their rise, in their expansion, they're having just the Great Khan, and that's why we were going to use that concept. Okay? Do you guys feel good on this so far? Let's think of a couple other similarities. Megan?
Could the fact that they're like both cruel, would that be one too?
That ties into Courtney's concept of military expansion and conquest. You could tie their cruel military techniques into their expansion and conquest.
Okay.
Okay? What about economically? What's the similarity? Tony?
They both practiced in long distance trade.
Yes, sir. They're both going to engage in long distance trade. Can somebody kind of elaborate on that? Joy?
They both use the Silk Road to trade.
The Aztecs?
Oh.
Oh, you just did take a Byzantine, yeah. Okay. Well, wrong part of the world. Okay, somebody else. Tony gave me the long distance trade. Joy, redemption time.
They both collected taxes.
Okay, Perryman already told us about the taxes. How do we see the Mongols doing long distance trade, loves?
Silk Road.
Silk Road, what was that time period called? Pax Mongolica, where we see peace and prosperity. So you could talk about the Pax Mongolica and trade under the Mongols. Aztecs engage in long distance trade as well. It's just not going to be under a Pax concept. Okay? So you could talk about that they both have trade that help their empires expand. Okay, you feel like you have enough similarities, you can fill in the blanks with something that you would like to write about. Let's talk about their differences. Can you think of some differences? Pyramid?
The Aztecs, they took religion very seriously and practiced it a lot, while the Mongols just like did their own thing.
Okay, so what Pyramid said was the Aztecs are going to take their religion very seriously and practice it a lot, whereas the Mongols are going to let people do their own thing. Can somebody make that sound a little bit more academic? You are totally on the right train there. Karen?
The Mongols just adopted the religion of where they conquered.
Okay, so the Mongols adopted the religion of the people that they conquered. So what would be a good term for the Mongols? Alex?
Religiously tolerant.
Okay, the Mongols are religiously tolerant. That sounds really good. Or they're very inclusive. Andrew?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, did I take it with inclusive?
No, I was thinking of something, but then yeah.
Okay. So you could say something along the lines of the Mongols were religiously tolerant and inclusive of the cultures that they conquered. Now, I know we mentioned how the Aztecs borrowed ideas from people, but were they inclusive of like other religions and other rituals? No. Okay, how do we know that they're not inclusive of other rituals, Tony?
Because they had said that in other regions there's different gods and everything, but in their region that like everyone had to they had to convert to their gods.
Yeah, and how do we see the Aztecs being like?
The emperor is.
How do we see Sean?
The human sacrifices?
The human sacrifice, the tribute concept, right? And how they're taking the people and sacrificing them to their gods. That's obviously not the Aztecs being religiously tolerant. Okay? So you can talk about that difference as they expand. What's another difference? Lena?
The Aztecs based their economy off of agriculture, while the Mongols based it off of trade.
Lena, high five for you. First period did not get that one, girl.
Uh-oh.
Good job.
Guess what? I already told you that.
All right. So,
I'll have to get that.
Lena said that the Aztecs based their economy off of agriculture, whereas the Mongols based their economy off of trade. Tie that back into rise and expansion in empires in your set.
Okay.
Okay?
How
So-
do you do that?
The Mongols based,
Well, they started as nomads. But
you
then
could say
they-
thrived. The Mongols empire thrived due to trade, whereas the Aztec empire was thriving and growing because of their agriculture.
Okay.
Okay? So look back at our key words and tie those back in. Okay, that's why I gave you all of those words, so you make sure you're talking about the rise of empires. Do you feel comfortable writing a thesis statement on this?
I do.
Okay, so everybody should have filled in their blanks and known what they're going to write about. Next, let's talk about what our body paragraphs are going to be. Okay, so we're going to go through.
Please to channel 68 for this morning's broadcast of FTV.
We'll do this quickly. You're going to do
He's right there.
the similarities in paragraph 2 and 3 and your differences in paragraph 4. And your conclusion paragraph is going to be your restated thesis. You guys know that. Okay? Like your thesis with different words. So, body paragraph 1 is going to be your first similarity. So if you want to use Courtney's concept, if they both expanded through military conquest, you would start off with both the Aztecs and Mongols expanded through military conquest. Then in this paragraph, you are going to go off about Mongols' cruel military techniques, how they expanded. Aztecs' military techniques, how they expanded. Okay? Somewhere in there, you need to tell me the why. Why they both have military techniques that are cruel and ruthless.
So they can expand.
Okay? Yeah, you could say it's so they can expand their empire. You could also talk about how Aztecs tie it back into religion a bit, and how the Mongols, they come from that nomadic lifestyle.
Okay.
Okay? Next similarity, whatever similarity you want to talk about, if you want to do taxes, why they're both taxing. If you want to talk about, what do we also talk about? Why they both have emperors. Okay? Any of that stuff. Their difference, why are the Aztecs focusing on agriculture where the Mongols focus on trade, or why the Mongols are religiously tolerant while the Aztecs are not. And you'll go into details. I need vocabulary words like Pax Mongolica. I need vocabulary concepts like human sacrifice. That's how you're in your evidence. Megan?
For the one about the trading and agriculture, can you talk about like the animal power and how Mongols had animal power and Aztecs didn't?
Yes, ma'am. You can most certainly talk about that. That sounds great. And then also think about the land that the Mongols control, and also think about the nomadic culture that the Mongols come from. All of that would be great. Alex?
I also feel like the military expansion, you want to talk about how the Mongols had like their warfare and like their guns, but all the stuff that they had.
Yeah, talk about all of the military techniques, all of their weaponry, all that kind of stuff.
They
that you
have
would
the
like.
stirrups, right?
Yes, you can talk about the stirrups as well. Andrew?
Coming up 10 minutes for sure, dude. Because
Okay.
we're at the end of class.
Let's go over real quick how you earn your points. Thesis earns you a point. You have to have a similarity and a difference. You have to have historical evidence, at least 6 historical facts. You need a direct comparison or a direct contrast, and you need to tell me why they're the same or why they're different. Do you guys feel comfortable writing this essay on Monday?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Andrew.
Cool, rainbow screen.
Okay?
Wait.
Announcement. Sorry, we went like a minute over.